Hello, my name is Samantha Lee. I am on the Learning and Development team here at GitLab, and I'm recording this quick preview of our group conversation slides for the first Learning and Development group conversation that's being held on April 13th, 2021. So I'll just take a few minutes to highlight a few things that are in our slides in preparation for our upcoming call. So one thing I'll highlight first is the three people on our team, Josh, JC, and myself. And a pretty cool thing that's happening right now is our team is growing. We are hiring for two new roles, one instructional designer and one learning systems administrator. So if you're interested in seeing those job titles and what they're going to bring to our growing L&D team, please check them out. Something that the team also wanted to highlight was a few recent highlights and recent lowlights of our team. Being this our first group conversation, wanted to get everyone a little bit up to speed on things that the learning and development team has been busy with for the last few months. Some of the things to highlight on this page include that we launched our GitLab Learn LXP, or Learning Experience Platform, to GitLab team members, in addition to launching access to LinkedIn Learning for team members. A few other things that we have worked on is we've launched an effort called Skill of the Month and a Walk and Learn initiative to encourage team members to take more time for learning. We've been learning ourselves. I myself has completed the Crucial Conversations certification, and JC has trained on the Crucial Conversation Trainer certification. And then also we've recorded over 10 interviews with the CEO, Sid, on handbook learning, and also delivered and collaborated with Field Enablement on a field development manager program, and training on hiring top talent. We also wanted to just highlight a few lowlights that our team has been spending a lot of time both building documentation and working through some manual processes that we hope are going to be solved when we are able to launch GitLab Learn to our wider community. And then also that we delayed our initial launch of GitLab Learn, which is our learning experience platform, to the wider community due to some LXP features and capabilities that were holding us back. Now that those are ready to go, we're excited to launch to the wider community at the end of April. Something else that our team wanted to make really upfront during this group conversation is all the different resources that team members have as team members at GitLab to make time for their professional development and learning. So if you haven't yet checked out the new growth and development benefit for team members, the LinkedIn Learning access for team members, and then also the Manager Challenge program, which the next session of that is coming up in May. So I'm going to skip down for this next part of the preview to our key metrics section. And I'm just going to highlight a few different things about the metrics that we have that we're starting to be able to pull from GitLab Learn, this new LXP that we have where learners, GitLab team members are learning. So this is a really interesting graph from this tool that we're using right now called EdGraph that pulls reporting information from GitLab Learn and gives us nice looking reports on getting an understanding of what users are actually doing in the platform. And so with this one, we can see the percentage of team members only in GitLab Learn who are active team members, which is really identified based on the different kinds of ways that users are interacting with content. So that might be commenting, viewing, or completing. We can also see the number of actively engaged learners per month. So we can see we launched here in January. We had our highest month of engagement in February. And our team looking forward is looking for ways to continue to increase engagement and have new learning offerings on GitLab Learn so that we can keep our active engaged learners high each month. And then all time, our team members have completed 486 courses on GitLab Learn, and this does not include LinkedIn Learning courses, which I'll get to next because we measure our LinkedIn Learning metrics separately so that we can get a better sense of how many internal and external certifications teams are completing. So if I go to the LinkedIn Learning metrics page, we can see that 65.78% of team members are utilizing LinkedIn Learning with an average hours viewed per learner of 1.2 hours and 175 total courses completed on LinkedIn. So if you are a team member watching this and you haven't yet utilized the LinkedIn Learning benefit, please reach out in the Learning and Development channel in Slack, and we'll make sure to send you an invitation so that you can get going on LinkedIn Learning. The next section in our slide deck, we have a few different programs that we just wanted to highlight. So I'll just go through them quickly. Each of the sections in the slide deck has a little description about the program and then either screenshot or video examples so you can get a better sense of what this program looks like on the ground. Like I mentioned earlier in the overview, we have been going with our CEO Handbook learning sessions. And the goals of these sessions is to embed more video into the handbook and offer summarized review of these handbook pages. The conversations are between Sid and Josh and often have guests during the conversations as well. So if you haven't checked them out yet, you can see we've highlighted a few. This first one is the discussion on high output management, and the second is the discussion on managing underperformance. The next program that we'll highlight is the creation of learning hubs. Specifically, we're highlighting the product management learning hub in GitLab Learn. These learning hubs are places that team members and teams at GitLab are curating team-specific learning experiences so that when team members are looking for professional development opportunities on GitLab Learn, they land in a place where they can see themselves in the learning that they're being offered. So if you're interested in seeing more about how product management is doing this, check out these examples down at the bottom. The project manager and the customer support learning hub is another great example. If your team's interested in building out a learning hub, you should check out this video. It's a recording of a conversation with myself and Josh and some of the project management team about how learning hubs can help them reach their OKRs for their team's professional development. We also launched LinkedIn Learning cohorts. This was a launch with the women's TMRG, where we have 2 LinkedIn Learning cohorts, which are essentially small groups of learners who are working through a pathway together. And we have some screenshots in here from the engagement and conversations we've been having in Slack. If you want to check out what's happening in these Slack channels, they're linked right at the bottom. And then finally, a few call-outs about what's happening next. So you might have seen some announcements recently about Skill of the Month and also our Walk and Learn initiative. We'll be sharing a new Skill of the Month every month and encouraging team members to access LinkedIn Learning and other content based on that skill. If you haven't joined our Walk and Learn channel yet, I highly suggest you check it out. This channel is really similar to the Walk and Talk meetings, but in this setting, you take the LinkedIn Learning app with you and listen to the audio-only courses while you walk around your neighborhood. So there's been some really cool engagement and photos shared in there. And then a few other upcoming things as we onboard new team members onto our growing learning and development team. We plan to revisit our GitLab 101 and 201 certifications. We are hosting another manager challenge during the month of May. Like I said before, we'll have Skill of the Month shared each month. And then we also have a few newsletters that are coming out in the next few weeks. If you want to get in touch, here's where to find us. Here's our handbook. Thanks again for checking out this quick preview of the first Learning and Development Team group conversation. We're excited to talk with you during the call tomorrow.